Hey guys, welcome back to Omikron, the Nomad Soul, or at least if you live in the US. If you live somewhere else, it's the Nomad Soul. Now that we're back, let's go ahead and get back into the game.
I thought I'd never see you again. Where have you been? I haven't heard from you in days. You mean to say you've lost your memory?
Okay. Tell me the circumstances surrounding my disappearance.
4 days ago, you didn't come home from work. I called your office in security headquarters. They said that you and your partner, Den, had gone out on an investigation and that they hadn't heard from you. That was all they could tell me.
What happened next?
They couldn't find you anywhere. You disappeared without a trace. I was sick with worry. I ended up thinking that you'd been arrested by the militia and that they killed you.
Did you notice anything strange about my behavior just before I disappeared?
In the days before you disappeared, you seemed preoccupied, worried. Several times I asked you what the matter was, but you said you couldn't tell me. You also said that, in spite of what might happen, good would win out over evil.
Have you any idea what could have happened to me?
I just can't understand why you disappeared. Could it have something to do with the case you were investigating?
What do you know about Den?
I hardly know anything about Den. All I know is that he's your partner and your best friend. Just before you disappeared, you were spending a lot of time together in the evenings.
If Den disappeared too, there must be a link between our investigations and our disappearance.
You're right. Maybe you can find out more at your office in security headquarters.
Maybe. I'll go there.
Oh, Cale. I'm so glad to have you back.
And I get a free weapon out of it. Flavor gun. This guy must have been seriously paranoid about something. Kale Small Key. Jump on top of Telis like that. I'm not a man. I could lie down on my own side of the bed like a good boy. It'd be funny as hell to watch. A nightmare. It was just a nightmare. I shouldn't be wasting my time here. Got to get to security HQ and find out what happened to Kate. As you can see where it says waiver gun, and that is red, which means it will not allow, you cannot transfer an item over. One thing that I recommend now, money and magic rings do transfer. So basically my best advice is pretty much dump all unnecessary items in the multiplayer, which is why it says transfer to multiplayer at the very top. So that's what I'm going to do that now. We're going to take the Omikron news, we're going to transfer over. And the pureed Kramen, we're not going to need. The ring note, we're not going to need. Okay, 400 notice, we will not. We'll need the police badge because that acts like a key. We will need the sleeping pill prescription. That's a. You can do two ways with that. I'll show you both things you can do. And the Kloop's beer is necessary, I believe. I don't remember. Yeah, that is necessary as well for something else too. That's the other option that you have, and I'm going to bypass both of those. I'm not going to worry about the Transcan terminals. I'll show you how to use those lately.
You just got back and you're already leaving?
Sorry, Telis. I really must find out what happened to me.
Kale, I love you.
I love you too, Telis. Now back into the main city itself. The next step is going to be security HQ. get this script filled, I can't just talk to her like I actually have to use
How about a biomechanical penis implant? There's just one way to go.
I still have to use the
biological implants
on her.
The lowest prices in Omikron and exceptional service. And if there's ever a problem, we replace the defective part in less than 48 hours. On special now. Buy a cybernetic arm, Kansu will give you one free finger. So why wait? Buy Kansu. Kansu.
I don't like opening this game.
Never get rid of.
I'm not going to worry about that yet. You'll see why I did that in the later part. You'll see why I did that in the later part of the game. So let's go into the Omikron the Nomad Soul. Or you'll see why I did that later. Let's go on to the police station. Okay. walk in here, I actually have to use the police badge because it acts like a key card. There from the heart of the star, count 10 towards the rock and 10 towards east and find out which is hidden. That said nothing interesting. Okay. 100 says it. Okay. Log into the computer terminal. Armed robbery, 50. Okay, and there are a couple of things that I will mention, which will be related to the second part later on. Let's see. Unexplained series murders must be number 5, I believe. Here we go. The body of a certain Maya 121 was found in an alleyway of Anekba. This new victim was the 15th in less than 2 weeks. All of the bodies were horribly mutilated, and the victims had all disappeared 4 days before their bodies were found. That I will look at the others later on in the series, but that's the one that I have to go to first. And the reason behind that is there are optional sequences in this game, but you must trigger them before you can actually start the game itself. Before you can actually start them, and I don't want to trigger the optional sequence, those optional sequences at this moment. Got spit all over my computer screen. So, and you'll see why I did that later on too. So, transfer the ancient scroll over. I will do that in probably either the next part or the part after.
Agent Investigator Cal 669, report to Captain Leah's office immediately. The captain is expecting you.
It's normally not that choppy, so every time there's a UI, the frame rate just tanks, which is really odd. Captain Lee's office. It almost looks like Leia, but they said Lee, so it's like, okay. I think they said it was green. Captain Leah, Captain Lee, surveillance. I like how she has a big office than everybody else.
Agent Kale, 669. I expect an explanation for your disappearance.
I can't remember anything, Captain. I have no memories of the past week.
Surely you must have some idea of what happened.
And inside, this is in your head, so this is a thought. Not yet, but I have reason to believe that our disappearance is linked with the affair Din and I were investigating. I'd like to know why this case was classified confidential.
You've been taken off the case. Commandant Gander himself gave the order.
Let's see, Din was my partner. I should conduct the investigation. I must insist Captain Din's death is definitely linked to the investigation. Why did Gander have the case classified confidential? That's the best one.
That's enough. I won't hide from you that you are the subject of considerable suspicion in this affair. There's no question of you continuing the investigation until the matter has been explained.
Are you accusing me of murdering my partner?
Your inability to provide a coherent explanation for your disappearance works against you.
I see. What are your orders?
I've decided to give you another case. Go and interrogate this prisoner, and let me have your report as soon as you've finished. You'll find all the information you need in the folder, along with your mission orders to get into the cell. Dismissed.
Very well, Captain. Okay. Jenna's apartment key. Jenna 712 detention dossier. Mission order, Jenna 712. Okay. Now I have to read all this in order to trigger these sequences, which is why you'll see that. It's also for memorizing data. This game is very meticulous. Omikron Police Mission Orders. By order of Captain Lee, Investigating Agent KL669 has been authorized to access the detention cells to interrogate subject Jenna 712. Spacebar to cancel that. Spacebar to cancel that out. Jenna 712 detention dossier. Examine. Omikron Police Crime Squad, Squadron 8.2. Dossier number 92841. Date 21. Locate 7216. Agent Kill 669. Case State of Omikron versus Jenna 712. Crime. Owner Jenna 712 is suspected of belonging to a terrorist sect related of having acted on their behalf in sabotaging the Zone 4 weather center. The accused name and sneak number were found on the multi-plane terminal of the leader of the attack, a certain Corel 364, shot by mechas during his arrest. The CW-04 deck gun was found in the accused's apartment at 524 Gainan Street. Apartment number 615. Dossier. Jenna 712 is kept in detention. Intense cross-examination has been recommended in order to determine whether or not she is an active member of the group. Now, there's two ways you can go about doing this. The first, which you can do the interrogation first and just skip her apartment altogether. The second, you can go to her apartment before you go. You can search her apartment, then go to, and then after you do that, you can go into, you can interrogate her. I will be examining her, I will be searching her apartment first. There are some things in her apartment that are useful later on. This is also one of the early choices in the game. Games are about choice, so... there are implied choices that you always have. So let's go ahead and head to her apartment. We will be using the slider for this because it's easier to find. If the game actually allows me to do that. We go to Nekba, Jenna's apartment. I still don't understand what the loading sequence is right there, considering it doesn't do that for any location. I don't remember if it does or not. It only does that, I think, because you're at the police station, it does that sequence. If you don't get in the slider, it takes off the bunch. One of the things that I have found useful is that a lot of times these apartment buildings will have stuff in them. I can't find any, I don't see any in the apartment complexes. It does happen, so I need a key in the apartment. All the keys in this game have the apartment, so you actually have to use the key. And you have to be in the right elevator. I found that out the hard way. If the first elevator doesn't work, try the second and third one. It'll take you straight away. Okay, so we are now at Jenna 712's apartment. Nice place, it seems like. Omikron News, 35 Nevayad. Chocolate bar. It doesn't say chemical shower. If you remember Kill's apartment, it says chemical shower. That's anytime you use something that looks like what? I'm not putting my hands down there. Hey, what's this underneath? Okay, I would say that's a Silent Hill reference, Silent Hill 2 reference, when James puts his hand down the toilet. But I don't know which came first, so I really can't tell you. This was made in 1999. I think it came after Silent Hill. I think this came around the same time as Silent Hill 2, so. Okay, small key, Jenna. If I used it, it just says it doesn't want to rain. Let's try it on the count on the cupboard here. Place. 20 centics. Those are mine. Medicate large and a Jenna's note. And I think I glitched it. Okay. We're gonna use actually. Let's go into the stats page real quick. That's the dots at the bottom, or at the top. I'm sorry, the 2 dots at the top. Let's figure out what HP is. Let's go ahead and pass on that. Yeah, as you can see, normally Kale would be spinning around very fluidly. Like I said, I don't know what's actually going on there. We're gonna examine Jenna's note real quick. Let's see what it says here. It says, from light, the light comes. So, something about some lights apparently. There's lights all over the place. Not really, but there are some. There seems to be a switch behind one of the bulbs. Voila. Decagon and propaganda document. Okay. Propaganda document. Examine. People of Omikron, wake up. Receives government is corrupt. He has made deals with the trust in order to make himself richer and richer. He deprives us of our liberty, supposedly in the interest of our own happiness. But what good is happiness if we are not free to think and act? Humanity has been placed in the care of X, a computer. Power must return to freely chosen humans. Beware of those who lull you to sleep in order to control you better. Men are puppets. Men are not puppets to humiliate. sometimes you can hear me hit the key really heavy, so that's the decagon. And I'm not actually hitting the key, I am actually hitting the key really heavy, but you really don't have to do that. Okay. So we found some stuff that we can use against Trevor. We found the note, and this episode might be a little long. We're about 20 something, about 45, 26 minutes right now. I'm not going to cut it too short, that's why I use the slider. Okay, so we're going to go back into the slider again. We're just calling the slider. This is one of those times that I will try to. You have automatic and manual. We're going to go automatic. We're going to go into security HQ. Virtual center training yet, okay. Oh, sorry. Here they are.
Very well. Everything is in order. I'll lead you to the prisoner. Follow me.
Your name, age, and occupation.
My name is Jenna 712. I'm 24 cycles old. I'm a cargo pilot. I transport merchandise for the Tetra Trust.
Where were you on the day the weather center was attacked?
I was at work as usual. I was transporting spare slider parts to Lahore. My logbook proves it.
Have you any witnesses other than your logbook?
No, I work alone on my cargo. I was flying between Anekba and Lahore at the time of the attack.
You could just as easily have taken a part in the attack and then gone back to finish your cargo to finish your delivery.
Yeah, I suppose I could have, but I didn't.
Tell me about the decagon that was found in your apartment.
I know it's a forbidden weapon, but I live in Anekba, where a woman needs to be able to defend herself.
Thank you, the interrogation is over.
Are you going to condemn me?
I can't tell you anything for the moment. The evidence against you is considerable. I think you're guilty. No, I think you're innocent. Let's go with the first one. I can't tell you anything at the moment. Okay. This is one of those times where choice is very apparent in this game. This choice actually does have consequences at the moment. So, personally, she does have evidence in her apartment, but at the same time...
Hello? Kale? Can we have lunch together today?
Good idea.
Meet me at the restaurant in Tahira Street. Hurry up. I'll be waiting.
And I just clipped right through it. You have to give the captain or you have to give the captain what our report first before we meet up with Telis. It's not that whether we want to or not, it's we have to do it.
Well, Agent Kale, do you think Jenna 712 is guilty?
And you can choose, I think she's guilty, she should be condemned, or I think she had nothing to do with the attack, she should be released. For once, I'm actually going to spare her.
Right. We agree with you. You can go about your business. Oh, do me a favor. Get me a cup of coil. Dying of thirst.
Right, Captain. Okay. This is another option that you have. It's like an indirect option. And I'm going to go to the break room first before I think it is -1. Restroom. It's not potty. That's not the potty. It's not the toilet. They don't have the toilet in this building, which is really odd. Memo, dossier archives. A drinks distributor. Call it a vending machine. This is how all the shops work this way. So we're going to buy, select the icon you want on the right, and then click it. So we're going to buy a cup of oil. Or quit. Now I'm going to show you how to use an item on an item. So we have sleeping medication. And this will be the last thing I'm going to do in this video, actually. I'm actually hitting down. Like I said, I don't know what the hell is going on with the thing. So we're going to go into sleeping drug. We're going to examine. Might just not sleeping drug. And we're actually going to use on. Okay. And you see how it's blinking at the top? That right there tells me that I did actually select use on. So we're going to use it on the cup of coil. If the game will allow me to use it. And normally the game is not this slow. I don't know if it's the computer or if it's the game itself. We're going to use it on the cup of coil. Now it says drug cup of coil. You're probably wondering why I did that. Well, unfortunately, when we go back to the investigation that we were currently on, and there's two options that you have. You can either go into guns blazing, or you can do it the easy way. What I'm actually going to do is guns blazing, but I need to do this so I can get a cover to that. So. Charge cover. Space. I'm sure I'm actually. Okay. I had to walk up just to make sure it could work. So. No, wait, uses on her.
Thanks. Dismissed.
Alright, I'll be searching these covers here. It's funny, she doesn't have a computer terminal that you can access. She has a terminal, yes, but not one you can access. You can't access this one. So yeah. Okay, now what we're gonna do? Is we'll go back to Kale's office, and we will be saving at Kale's office. So we'll jump back up to level -2. I always manage to do this. So and we will save the game. Now, like, here's the thing. Magic rings are limited, but you can save. Saving uses 1 ring, so just bear that in mind as well. We will go ahead and quit the game, and that does it for part 2 of Omikron the Nomad Soul. Please stay tuned for part 3. In part 3, we will go meet up with Telis at the restaurant. So, until then, see you next time. Bye-bye.